Hello, my name is Zach Lamb, and I'm here to discuss Stuxnet and Flame and their impact on Iranian nuclear production. First, let's begin by discussing what Stuxnet and Flame are. Stuxnet and Flame are malware worms that infected Iranian nuclear production sites in 2009 and 2010, destroying up to 1,000 uranium centrifuges. And we know that these specifically targeted Iran because 60% of the infected machines were located within Iran. During this presentation, I would like to take time to investigate the background and history of Stuxnet and Flame, as well as talk about the mechanisms behind Stuxnet and Flame. And finally, near the end of the presentation, we'll go ahead and discuss some of the means and countermeasures for defending against another Stuxnet-like or Flame-like malware. So let's go ahead and discuss the timeline of these two malwares. Stuxnet was covered in news media following its impact on Iran nuclear facilities in 2010. But there is evidence to suggest that it had existed as early as 2006. Similarly, Flame was announced by Iran's computer emergency response team in 2012, but Kaspersky Lab says that it may have existed as early as 2007. So Stuxnet and Flame are very complex malwares. Both use multiple zero-day exploits. Stuxnet uses 4, which is very uncommon, and Flame is up to 20 megabytes in size once it's fully installed and decompressed. Um, both of their complexity and their international scale suggest that there's evidence that there may have been nation state involvement in their development. And also, their development may have been linked in some way because they both use the exact same auto run USB exploit and Windows print spooler exploit. Let's take a look at what's inside these two malwares and how they work. We'll start with Flame. Flame's infection method is via a USB auto-run exploit. When an infected USB stick is installed in a machine, it will go ahead and unpack and infect with the virus. From there, it propagates. In order to propagate, there's two methods. One, a USB infection where it infects new USB sticks installed in the machine. That is not turned on automatically and needs to be activated remotely by the attacker. Additionally, there is a Windows print spooler exploit, which will go ahead and utilize that to infect other machines across the network. So Flame is built for intelligence and reconnaissance. It gathers data and reports that back to up to 80 command and control servers across the globe. And it's made up of multiple modules that can be individually installed or not installed, built to gather different types of data. We'll go through a couple of these modules here. It can record audio. It can activate the machine as a Bluetooth beacon and gather contact information or other information from mobile devices with Bluetooth activated in the area. It can capture screen data or email traffic, or it can also be used just as a keylogger. Or manipulate databases or gather information from databases. Let's take a look at what's inside Stuxnet now. Stuxnet was specifically designed to manipulate industrial equipment. It would only infect Windows-based systems, and it would search those Windows-based systems for a Siemens software that was designed to control programmable logic controllers that then manipulated industrial equipment. The way that it would do this is that it would modify commands sent to the PLC and then spin those centrifuges or industrial equipment up to unsafe speeds for that equipment. Meanwhile, it would go ahead and send good nominal information back to the user and the Windows system, acting almost like a man in the middle attack. So how do we defend against the next Stuxnet or Flame malware that comes along? If it's Stuxnet or Flame specifically, your antivirus will catch that because an antivirus definition already exists for those. But if it's a new um, Stuxnet-like virus that comes along and wants to manipulate industrial hardware, a way we can defend against that is by authenticating, hashing, and encrypting commands sent to PLCs, so that it takes more work for the attacker to uh, modify those messages. Now, another problem comes along that Stuxnet and Flame were both very novel in the way that they infected and impacted machines. So it's going to be very difficult to uh, predict that or defend against that. And so just a holistic approach to security is going to be the best way to stop that. Integrating secure software development into the system development lifecycle, utilizing a proper risk management framework for your entire organization, and then a defense in-depth method to even if something gets into your system, there are multiple levels to stop that from fully impacting or exfiltrating your data like Flame did. So I just want to do a quick recap here and go through some of the things we talked about. We talked about Stuxnet and Flame and their history, the way they impacted Iran's nuclear production. And the reason they were able to do that is because they were so complex and unique in their execution. And the reason they were able to do that is because they may have been had a lot of resources poured into them, into their creation. And we talked about the way that they affect industrial equipment and the intelligence that they pull out and deliver back to command and control. And all of that makes them very difficult to defend against. And you're not going to stop every attack. And so the best way to defend against something new like that maybe like Stuxnet or Flame is to utilize a holistic approach, utilizing secure software development and a defense in depth approach that will, protect your entire system. And that's about it. I just want to thank you for listening. Have a great day.